Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is put our blade in the table saw and line it up with our riving knife or splitter. But before I get into that, there's something I got to make kind of clear here. There's really only 3 different types of blades to use on a table saw. There's a rip blade, which has got maybe 40 teeth. Crosscut blade, which probably has close to 100 teeth on it. And a combination blade, which is going to be in between with about 60 teeth, give or take. But there's a very big difference in the way they perform. Now, trust me, all 3 blades will cut the wood. That's not the issue. The quality of the cut will be enhanced or degraded by the blade of your choice. Now, a rip blade, what's unique about those is they have large gullets, nice big face on the tooth, and really what they're going to do is they're going to act like a chisel. That chisel is going to come in, and in the direction of the grain, it's going to take a chunk, followed by another chunk, followed by another chunk. Now, if I use the same blade to crosscut with, what I'm going to have is I'm going to have a chunk, followed by another chunk, followed by another chunk. And so that's the result I'm going to get. I'm going to get a lot of tear out. If I choose to do my cutting with a crosscut blade, what I have is a different configuration. I have a lot of teeth, much slower cut, but it's got very high angles on the 2 sides. And what that boils down to is, on a cross-cutting operation, I have a knife, and that knife makes a slit this way, and then it makes a slit on this one, and then it's got a clean-out tooth, one that's somewhat straight up and down, and it takes that middle chunk out, okay? And it keeps doing that over and over again, but because it's a knife, it cuts across that grain very cleanly, okay? Now, if I take that same crosscut blade and I start to rip with it, what I get is a slit and a slit, and it really struggles to get that wood out of there. And those gullets are so small, it really can't get that wood out of there because it just keeps piling up. So that becomes a tiring effort to try to cut with it and get any kind of consistency. The third type of blade is the combination blade. And the combination blade has got larger gullets than the crosscut, but it's got an angled face. So what it can do is, it can do what this one does going across the grain, it can do what this does going with the grain, and probably 90% or more of your cuts are going to be done with a combination or general purpose blade. There's specialty blades out there for cutting laminates, for cutting plywoods, you name it, there's specialty blades for them. But the best blade to use is a combination blade for most cases, or a sharp blade. You know, the dull blade in any version is dull. So get a sharp blade combination, it's going to take care of most of your cuts.